Hey everybody. So it's been a while. I'm out on the short public trail today. I'm not going too far. I've been sick for the past week. And it's been I'd say it's been about 7 days now. Significantly better than I was. But none of the symptoms were all that bad. Just drowsy, cough, sinus issues. Nothing too horrible, but it's definitely lingering. So I decided to keep it light today. I chose to go today because it's like, I don't know, 70 degrees probably, and it is nice. So slept like garbage last night. Since I got sick, I went grocery shopping one day, and besides that, I started plants for the garden, and that's pretty much all I did for the last week. I cooked a couple of times, but I haven't had the house to myself to really videotape anything. Plus, like, video games and stuff. If you notice, I always have a bit of a cough. Sometimes worse than others, depending on how much I'm smoking and junk. But with this cold, I can't go 60 seconds without hacking up a lung. So I kinda every single time a freaking train. Every time. I can't pick one day that I'm out to just be quiet. Is it a long one? Looks like a pretty long one. And, so I haven't been doing much of any gaming stuff for YouTube either. Figured I'd just wait till I'm better, but I went and started searching for new games, because honestly, I'll talk about RuneScape first. The main game is such a grind. Like, I don't want to spend 40, 60 hours running runes to get 99 rune crafting. Just people that find enjoyment in that is just people that want to be better than somebody else. And that's just, I don't have that competitive sense of accomplishment to dedicate that kind of time to it. And the league ends, I think today or yesterday. Now, I'm pretty certain I won Rune Cup. I haven't checked. And I'm pretty sure the reason I quit was a magnitude of reasons. The biggest ones was it started to be pretty much anything I wanted to do, aside from maybe like 1,500 points in tasks, were all like kind of grindy. So I didn't really want to do them. And there was no way I was getting Dragon Cup. So getting the upgrade or knowing I'm not going to get it kind of ruined the drive for me to want to go for it. So that was pretty much, those are the two biggest reasons. Getting sick, I wasn't able to really videotape unless I go to VoiceOver, which I may put up a couple clips of that for other games that I found. But I don't like voiceovering because it's like, I don't know, it takes away from some of the authenticity, I think, voicing over something. So I just didn't want to. I might just put it up as silent clips with some sort of music in the background. I downloaded I was scouring YouTube for anything that looked worthwhile playing, and as always, they let me down. So I went and re-downloaded Steam, and I searched Steam for a while. The problem is, I gotta find a game that I'm going to enjoy, and a game that's free, and a game that'll play on my computer. And that really narrows it down, because first-person shooters are alright. I like them. But there's so many people that are just hacky, cheaty little bastards. So I don't really get into games like that, because it's too much competition. And there's people that have, super high-speed internet and super high-end computers and, get their whole, cheat codes out. And it's not fun after that. Like, I downloaded Krunker, because it was supposed to be like the lowest of the low as far as running on a computer in first person. And I just got Call of Duty flashbacks. It was like being in the war, man. It's like being in the war. You just, seriously, I'd round the corner and die. And part of it was, I was super laggy, even with it having low specs, but I was still super laggy. And every time I just rounded a corner or fell over, and then a person would show up, it just gave me Call of Duty flashbacks where I'm like, I am a fairly talented gamer. I'm no, what is that called? MLG? Yeah, I'm not MLG, or I'm not winning any awards, but for an average guy, I'm pretty talented. So, to lose like that consistently is just, it just shows the gap between my technology and their technology, and it shows the gap between what programs they may be using and what I'm lacking in. So, I don't do a lot of first-person shooters. And I went and was checking out, I downloaded another Yu-Gi-Oh game, which is also kinda lame. I used to like Yu-Gi-Oh when I was just a wee tyke back in the day, but now it's like, they have card types and genres and, like, what are those little animals that they like, flaffies? Filfies? Flilfies? Fluffies? I don't know. They have like whole archetypes. And like, it just, to enable for them to keep making money on a card game, they have to keep making cards more and more powerful, or come up with newer mechanics, where people will just start buying them once they get the best. And in order to do that, eventually they ruin it for old school players, because, unless you go to a tournament that you more than likely have to pay to get into, and you're playing against people that are all using cards from a certain era, you don't stand much of a chance. I know they do that with Magic the Gathering sometimes, and I've actually won a tournament or two. That was before my YouTube career, but it was decks that I built with my brain, not my wallet. So I was super proud. Well, I don't want to say I won a tournament. I guess it's more like I beat tournament decks, if that makes sense. You people that play will know what I'm talking about. I didn't win tournaments, because I never really joined a tournament, but I beat people that have won tournaments with their tournament deck using my deck. On several occasions. But anyways, I downloaded the Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I was checking it out, and it's alright. I'll probably play it off and on to kill the boredom, but I'm not going to videotape, because I have to sit and read all the new cards, because, I stopped playing in 2002, so it's like, for whenever, I stopped playing a long time ago, so I don't really know I don't know all the cards and the mechanics. Like, I just learned how to do, like, pendulum summoning and link summoning and junk. And, like I said, I'm a pretty fair gamer, and I have a strategic mind. So, learning stuff isn't hard for me. It's just, in order for me to play the game effectively, I pretty much have to read a novel of card text to figure out what everything does. Because, you know, even though I know how simple mechanics work, each individual card has its own effect. And, you know, you gotta know what they are and how to incorporate them. So you have to, like, you know, read all the cards. And that's just, I don't like reading to begin with. Voluntarily, I think I've only ever read like 3 books of my own accord. And, well, real books. I used to read a bunch of like animal books, like short little informations on like one specific animal. But that was a different story. Those books would take me, you know, 2 hours to read. I'm talking like actual books, like novels. I've only ever read like 3 willingly. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember how many of the Harry Potter ones I read. I think I read like the first 4, maybe the first 5. But I mean, do you really count that? Is that really? I guess. But you know, overall, I don't read a lot of books, so sitting there reading all the card text is not enjoyable to me. And then I downloaded a few other games. They didn't pan out. I either didn't like the mechanics or, you know, couldn't find anything that was really enjoyable. But then I downloaded a game that was meant for phones, and it's on my PC, but they changed it to cross-platform. So now I can play it on the PC, and it's called Toram, Toram. And this game, Big Bird, Hawk maybe? Can't tell. Possibly. But, looks like somebody dumped more junk up there. I'll go check for TVs one of these days. Break them down for the copper. Now this game is, I'm going to turn around here. It's far enough, I think. I'm going to get back to bed. But, Toram Online, whatever it's called. I did shoot a intro video. Of course, I wasn't talking because I was hacking a lung up every 60 seconds. So, I didn't record a lot. And then that character I made, I actually deleted. And I started over with a better mindset of how the game worked. Which, unfortunately, I lost some stuff by doing it that way. But, it's not that big of a deal. I hate... It's like, yeah, it sets me behind, like other players, by doing stuff like that. But people take it too seriously. Like I keep preaching, you know. It's a game for a reason. You're supposed to enjoy it, not try to, like, you know, ruin it for everybody else. Unless that's your way of it. Oh, excuse me. Unless that's your way of enjoying it, then that's just sick in the head. But, you know. So I kind of... The good thing is, there are information sites, so you can learn things. Well, yeah, you can pretty much learn everything from information sites. But it is a fairly easy game to figure out on your own, for the most part. And it is, it's very fun. Like, I enjoy it. But the problem with most games is early game. Like, I always like the early game way more than late game, because everything feels grindy. There's some things about it I don't like, but as far as a phone game gone computer, it's pretty fantastic. Like, I really couldn't find anything that would be better than it thus far, as you know, cross-platform game like that. There's not a ton of pay-to-win stuff. Like, they do have an orb thing where you could buy orbs to reset your stats, which would have been real nice. They give you one at the beginning of the game, and I squandered it thinking I could get another one if I made a new character, but that's not how it works. You could buy them, and, well, I think it's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's the only thing they sell, really. Like, they have a shop, but orbs is kind of like their currency for, like, resetting stats, changing colors and stuff. And it's not crazy expensive, but yeah, no, I wish there was other ways. And you can get orb shards, but you need 100 of them, and I got like 8, and I'm level 50, so I mean, I don't know. Alright. So, yeah, not much else to really say. I think I'm taking a break from gaming videos. Like, I can't find anything I really want to do. And if I get into RuneScape again, it's just gonna be to re-up my bonds for next leagues. The Poke Paradise server I was playing, I took a video of that. They reset the server, so everything I had, I lost, which, it's whatever. I knew it was coming eventually. Just a little bit disappointing. I wouldn't even play it again. Like, I have some discrepancies with them, but they're the only server I actually spent money on, so I figured I'll deal with them and they have to deal with me. So I just figured I'd play for a little while here and there. I don't play it as much, nowhere near as much as I did first time around. I'd say first time around I was probably top 10, maybe top 20 players on the server. I'm pretty happy with that, considering that I spent $10 and there was somebody on there bragging that they spent like $1,400, and I was like, that's both like depressing and disgusting. Like, it's depressing that your life sucks so much you'd spend that much money on a video game, and it's disgusting that you have that much money to throw away in the first place. $1,400 could do a lot for me. And they said they just dropped it on digital fakeness. It's kind of sad, but not my money, right? Well, even if it was my money, I don't have it, so, what can I do about it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. I'm starting to sweat my cojones off. It's like, I dress kind of light, but with the sun beating down and me having a slight fever, I'm sweating. I didn't wear deodorant because I'm planning to go shower, maybe shave off my scruff. But so I didn't want to shower before, or bother putting deodorant on, or shower before going into the woods, because what's the point? I can feel the sweat gathering. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what much else to say. As far as IRL stuff's concerned, like, I had a whole list of stuff I wanted to do, and it got screwed over. Like, there's still some things I can do, but, it's just when, the big hike I have planned, I want to try to take. I'll be doing it alone, of course. That'll be exciting. Other than that, not really much. Finding a way to try to keep in some cash, so I ain't completely bored. I had to spend almost all the money I had left over, and I broke into my secret savings to buy cold medicine, and for some reason my boxers keep disappearing. I'm not sure how that's happening. And it's like every time I go reach for a pair, I seem to be one short. I don't know how that's happening. So I had to buy boxers, and I had to buy cough drops and cough medicine, and that pretty much killed what little bit of spare money I had. So now I gotta try to find some more. There's 3 vacuum cleaners up in a church parking lot. I was gonna grab them and carry them down and rip them apart, but I'm still not, like, I'd say, like, from the status I was before I got my cold till now, I'm still like 80%. I'm just not feeling it. Like, and the collective copper, after it's said and done, you know, is maybe $6 or $7. So, I mean, yeah, it's money. Yeah, that's another pack of smokes or another box of cold medicine or whatever. But, you know, it's gonna be, they're bulky. It's just gonna be a pain to carry them, you know, 2 blocks to my house and then rip them apart. And if it ends up snowing or raining again, then I'll just have all that crap sitting out there, and it's just the likelihood of getting complained at about it over. In a nutshell, for me to carry it all down, rip it all apart, and then probably get, you know, I want to say the B word, but I try not to swear, and get complained at for having it in the first place, or ripping it apart, or having junk outside, is just not worth $6. And then I'd have to carry it all the way down to the metal place, which is, you know, 2-3 miles. It's just not worth all that hassle. I'm not dying or in desperate need, and I have 2 doses of cold medicine left, and I should be better by then. Like, honestly, I usually get sick 1 time a year, maybe twice, and it usually lasts like 4 days. This has been 7 days. It needs to just go and stop, you know? I'm tired of it. What little pathetic life I have, I don't need junk like this making it all that much worse. I haven't been out to shoot pool. I haven't been drinking. I haven't been walking much, which is contributing to many problems. Like, you know, I'm trying to keep in some reasonable shape. Like, if I decide to take this, well, when I take this 20-mile hike, or if I decide to leave, you know, it's going to be a lot harder the worse shape I'm in. So, I'm trying to stay in some semblance of a good shape. And you're probably thinking, you know, walking in the woods isn't all that much exercise. And let me assure you, you know, I'm taking like 5-mile hikes like once a week. That's more than most people can do. That's more than a lot of people can do. So, like, I used to, you know, 20 miles used to be about my limit before I actually started getting tired. Now it's like, you know, by the end of the 5-mile mark, I'm ready to call it a day. So I need to figure out a way to, I don't know why I'm talking about it. I need to figure out a way to bounce back, get my spunk back, be better, be stronger, be faster. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Freaking, my life looks like a slice of Swiss cheese, just like boom, 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 full of holes. Alright, I'm out of here. Later on.